The Toyota Verso has been built for people who want a 7-seater MPV which is comfortable, durable, easy to drive, affordable and spacious. But is it? Let's start by looking at the back seats. Okay, so getting in the back of the Verso is easier than in some of its rivals because this middle row of seats fold and slide. Once in place, there's room for me, which means there'll be room for children. But you might want to move this middle row forward slightly so they've actually got somewhere to put their legs. But we shall come back to that because next I want to talk to you about the Verso's load carrying capabilities. Even with the back row in place, there is a decent boot, especially if you use the underfloor storage. With the back chairs folded, you have loads of room, while lowering the middle row turns the Verso into a van with a completely flat load bay. The whole process takes less than a minute and is very easy to do. Inside, the Verso may not be the last word in interior design, but everything is clearly laid out, while all the materials feel robust enough to cope with the rigours of family life. It doesn't matter if you're big or small like me, because there is tons of adjustment in the seat and the steering wheel so you can get a comfortable driving position. But the best thing by far about this car is the safety equipment installed to keep you and your family safe. For example, these curtain airbags run the entire length of the cabin. There's also an airbag for the driver's knee. There's also stability control to stop you from having an accident in the first place, as well as hill start assist and active head restraints in the front seats to reduce the chances of whiplash. The Verso is a pleasant car to drive. Now, even though it's pretty big, you're perched quite high and there's plenty of glass, so visibility is really good, which means it's easy to navigate your way around town. Also, it's easy to manoeuvre because all the controls are nice and light. At higher speeds, the Verso is relaxed enough. The suspension is quite firm for a car of this type, however, it's not uncomfortable and it absorbs the lumps and bumps pretty well, and the trade-off is that it feels stable going into the corners. Don't get carried away though, it's not quite as fun to drive as the Ford S-Max. And that brings me onto the downsides. These large door mirrors create a lot of wind noise, and also storage isn't great, although you do get this double glove box, but there are fewer clever cubbies than there are in a Citroën C4 Grand Picasso. However, the biggest problem with this car relates to the middle row. Yes, you do get 3 full-size chairs, but if you go for the panoramic roof, headroom will be a bit of an issue for larger adults. And also, as I mentioned at the beginning of the review, if you have people sat behind you, you need to move these seats forwards, which then eats into your legroom. Finally, there's equipment levels. Because the entry-level model doesn't come with Bluetooth alloy wheels or electric windows in the back, that is a bit mean. However, the mid-range does have all that equipment, and that is quite competitively priced. Factor in affordable running costs, 5-year warranty, and the fact that it's a 7-seater and you've got a great car for big families.